2v2 Medean Cliff Mines blue team. Mr. Ricco is a Warboss, walks through cover as you can see, fights melee, leads the line with disruption, support and damage. Alongside OHUEVATOR playing a Chaos Lord, very tanky melee commander, bashes through cover, cannot be suppressed, lots of destruction. Red team, you have a couple of Force Commanders. First off, Dark Riku here with recoloured Imperial Fists, and Caeltos with some Dark Angels DLC. These are offensive melee commanders, quite versatile, can also buff allied infantry. Mr. Ricco, double shooters opening, light ranged infantry. We have Chaos Space Marines into Heretics for OHUEVATOR, and Loyalist Tactical Marines for both red players. Dark Angels in their robes. Here comes the first engagement, then Chaos Lord killed a weak on that Force Commander, taking quite a lot of damage from these Chaos Space Marine bolters, and they're going to get tied up by the Force Commander. Heavy ranged infantry that are pretty decent in melee, a bit better in melee than Loyalist Tactical Marines. Chaos Lord chasing. Can he get a model loss on these Tactical Marines? 75 requisition to reinforce one of these guys. They're not cheap. Double scout shooting him up though, doing a pretty good job on him. Is killed a weak off cooldown? Probably not, he's just gonna retreat. Meanwhile south, Orks versus Space Marines. No third unit for Dark Riku just yet. Sluggers running away. Double shooters shooting the crap out of this Force Commander here, and it's forced off. Now they have Tactical Marines and Scouts to deal with, and they're going to ignore and go and bash power, I think. South VP still uncapped, which is natural for blue. Reds have their natural and the centre is blue, so it's a 1-to-1. Dark Riku bemoaning the DPS of shooters. Heretics chasing off all of these Scouts and Tactical Marines. Did the Tactical Marines lose a model? No, they didn't. 498, 498. Force Commander back in the fight, getting shot up again by Chaos Space Marines. Takes out a Heretic with a sync kill. Now the Heretics move into melee, smelling blood. But there is the Iron Halo, which makes him so tanky early on, and then he runs. And red team completely loses power here. Double big shooters is it from Mr. Ricco? Yes. Straight up DPS increase also allows them to suppress. And sluggers are finally going to take the south VP. Dark Riku moving centre, has some assault marines on the field right now. Jump troops that fight melee with chainswords and bolt pistols. Disrupt when they land. Chaos Lord taking top. Reds have full gens up here. Caeltos really wants to defend it. Chaos Space Marines though in heavy cover, they're shooting up the node. No sign of grenades from the Scouts. Force Commander having the power spent on him, Artificer and Iron Halo. Tactical Marines using their Kraken bolts, but they're going to be tied up here. Might lose a model. Just retreating in time, I think. Ard Boys on the sluggers. That's a global buff of the Warboss, and Assault Marines need to jump away. Their jump can be used very well defensively, of course, not just offensively. And Warboss gets away. Force Commander might be able to take him out in retreat, perhaps not though. Dark Riku does not even try. Tactical Marines now in melee with sluggers, and sluggers retreat with no losses. Oh, they do lose one on retreat, and it's a triple for blue here. 498, 432. Space Marines perhaps struggling early game in a lot of matchups. Sniper Scouts trying to take out these Havocs, but again shots of bits here. Setup team that's suppressed with a heavy bolter by default. Chaos Lord now going after this Force Commander and makes him retreat, keeping Caeltos locked in his base here. Ouch. Chaos Space Marines get away just about. You have double sniper scouts now. Gonna take a pot shot, are they, at these Havocs? Yes, but don't take out a model. Here come Heretics in their default melee state. Very fragile. Look at these Havocs setting up in this little crevice here. Here comes the Force Commander though, and they spot him and move immediately. And scouts with their snipers taking shots, still haven't lost the model. But you need to be very careful, might lose this entire squad, and they do retreat in time. One more volley from those sniper scouts might have finished them off, and almost did, even in retreat. Here are Heretics though, Doom Blast and scouts run the hell away. South, Assault Marines forcing off double shooters. Devastators chased by the Warboss, no sign of the Bang Bang Hammer. Does have Angry Blitz though and Spiky Armor. Perhaps expecting Dreadnoughts with their price reduction in the latest patch, so wants the Power Claw. Chasing Devastators right into base here, trying to get a model loss, but that's a special attack which does not help when you're chasing. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for red here. Scouts taking mid and Assault Marines taking bottom, and it might be a triple here. Force Commander taking top, and look at this, now they're hitting power. Excellent recovery from Caeltos. Are they hitting power? You might just go to try and shoot stuff up in base. OHUEVATOR, I think, recognizing it, using the terrain to block line of sight there. Tactical Marines with Flamers take out the node, but now they have to defend against double Heretics, Havocs and Chaos Space Marines. And there's some Corn Worship, getting these Heretics into the battle. Excellent use of Worship there. And Flamers scare off the rest. Force Commander most likely go for the Thunderhammer, or will he? Might go for the Power Fist, expecting Chaos Dreadnoughts himself. Now I'm angry from the Warboss, charges nowhere in particular. These Devastators need to set up quickly and are not going to be able to. And he has the Power Claw now, look at this. Takes out a model with one hit and takes out another with a sync kill, ouch. And the rest of them run the hell out of there. A melee heavy weapon effective against all targets. Now up against this Force Commander who's using Battle Cry to constantly knock him down. Such a great counter to commanders in general, the ones that can be knocked down in a way. And the Warboss backs off. Doesn't do much damage with that default chainsaw though. Has Artificer himself, and there's the charge. Here comes Sluggers with their Nob Leader. Force Commander runs the hell away wisely. And shooters get back in the war truck, might go and hit power again. Here we are in the center, Chaos Lord. Nice special attack. Up against Tactical Marines with Flamers. And double Sniper Scouts tanking a lot of stuff here. Has Mantle of Hate. That's to try and counter the Force Commander himself, I think. And is also getting a Dark Halo. Try and get some Lightning Claws out if I was him. But they are pretty pricey. Here's a Blood Crusher. And Caeltos doesn't really have a counter for this thing. A Demon with Vehicle Armor. Meanwhile, South, huge engagement. Here comes a Force Commander with a Thunderhammer. This is Dark Riku. And mr.Ricco runs the hell away. Here's a Weird Boy. There's Warp Vomit. And they are stacking the South now. Orks need to be very careful. War Truck is such a fragile vehicle. Just about gets away there. Only 350 hit points. And Weird Boy needs to run. Here comes the Warboss being very, very brave. Devastator's set up on the cliff. Suppress him and he might go down here. No. The charge just reached the Force Commander. Might go down in retreat though, and does. Thunderhammer takes him out. Ouch. Scouts capping, or decapping rather. Here come Power getting bashed again. Needs to be a bit quicker to defend, I think, Caeltos. Here come Flamer Tactical Marines. What are they going to go for? I think Razorbacks will be good. If you can keep it away from the Blood Crusher, which is almost down. Force Commander with the Power Fist. But now is getting drained life, but does go down to Tactical Marines with a missile launcher. That Blood Crusher did not do a lot then. I think it's generally a mistake to get a Blood Crusher unless you can get it very early. Chaos Lord runs away. Power Fist, a melee heavy weapon, so effective versus all targets, you can tell by the hammer icon. But that's not always the case. Some melee heavy units don't have the hammer icon. War Truck went down. Over there from the Weird Boy, chucking these orcs into battle. Scouts don't want to mess with sluggers, and they retreat through and only lose one model. Wow. Sluggers can now recap south. Devastators covering the approach to the power. Weird Boy suppressed. Can he get an attack off? There it is. That's such a great artillery attack. Generally a very disruptive sub-commander. Scouts level 2 with their sniper rifles. 363, 181, a 2-to-1 for red. Can the Space Marines come back strong in tier 2 into tier 3? Blue team are hitting tier 3 first. Drain life on his tactical marine, chucks him aside. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it does take out that model. Look at that. It's more for completely disabling a unit. So you can't retreat out of this thing. Chaos Lord gets into range of the Devastator, using his Dark Halo. And full retreat here. Another Blood Crusher on the field from OHUEVATOR. South, Force Commander is capping. Weird Boy in a bit of trouble. Got that health hit a couple of patches ago, down to 850 by default. And Blue might lose his power here. Warboss trying to charge into the scouts, but they dodge. Need to be very careful though. Can he get a hit? Oh, I did a special attack, I think. And now retreats. Doesn't want to mess with the Force Commander with that Power Fist. Especially with Artificer and the Iron Halo. South is red. Center is red. North is blue. OHUEVATOR needing to be quite aggressive to defend this thing since it's res natural. And here come Tactical Marines and a las cannon. An upgrade for Devastators. Fantastic anti-vehicle weapon, but they lose pretty much all effectiveness versus infantry with this thing. Apart from very large infantry like Terminators and such. Here comes Dark Riku to help out as well. Tactical Marines and Force Commander take out a bunch of CSM, only one remains. Scouts now capping top. Blood Crusher running the hell away and chilling out. Here comes the Warboss. Does catch one in a charge, and leaves Tactical Marines in big trouble, trying to take out generators with that missile launcher, and did, I think. Nice special attack, and takes out a model. Can he take out another? Red team pretty much skipping tier 2 apart from Commander Walk it and going straight tier 3. Trying to get Terminators as quickly as possible, which is pretty much the game plan for Space Marines. How quickly can I get Terminators on the field? 240, 181. Sluggers using Swamp'em. Going to try and tie up these Devastators, and they're going to catch them in retreat. Ouch, look at the damage that Nob Leader did with that swipe. But the Force Commander disrupts them and the Devastators can get away. Look at the disruption this Thunderhammer has, crazy. Especially when you use Battle Cry. Does splash damage of course with each hit, but he is forced off there. Lightning Claws are on the Chaos Lord, so he's incredibly fearsome in melee combat now. If he can get into melee combat, of course. And Assault Marines have their Sergeant 185, 181. It's evening up here, and it is evened up, 181 each. Assault Marines trying to get a merciless strike on these guys, I think, which is why they're not jumping again. But they can't mess with Nob Leader Sluggers and Double Shooters and retreat. Warboss on capping duty. Heretics capping mid. In their default state, still alive. And Chaos Lord in melee with scouts. Getting shot by a las cannon. And goes after that las cannon and immediately kills a model. Here comes the Force Commander now. And they retreat from the Chaos Lord, hugely outnumbered there, as you can see. Blood Crusher still around now under Corn Worship, is going to go and defend the mid perhaps. A triple for blue here, 176, 122. Red team floating large amounts of requisition, waiting for the red to get Terminators on the field. And Weird Boy gets away. Yes, Force Commander is suppressed by these big shooters and retreats. Blues hold the south. Reds have taken north though and are taking mid. Heretics getting shot up. OHUEVATOR needs to move these guys. Here comes the Force Commander, suppressed by the Havoc. Not sure what these Heretics are doing. Through the entire game without upgrading a single Heretic squad. Not easy to do. And scouts run away. Here's a battle wagon for mr.Ricco, and we have a great unclean one on the way. It's going to be an epic finish if red team can get Terminators out, especially. How far away are they on Zeal? Not that far, and in fact Caeltos has assault Terminators on the field, painted this white creamish colour because they are Deathwing. Chaos Space Marines capping mid. Blood Crusher disabled by that Power Fist Flesh over Steel, but is now going to get taken out by the Chaos Lord and Blood Crusher, and there is Drain Life just to make sure. Assault Terminators sauntering away from the battle wagon. Librarian on the way for Dark Riku. Thunderhammers and Storm Shields by default on these guys. Makes them very capable versus vehicles. And that missile launcher and the las cannon setting up against this battle wagon needs to back off. So much stuff here, needs to back off, I think. There's a melter bomb as well, gets this big zap gun shot off. Almost took out the generators. Warboss in there. Weird Boy and Sluggers get out. Should be more aggressive, I think, moving in, tying stuff up. Blood Crusher here, tying up a las cannon. Here come assault Terminators though, and a Blood Crusher hightails it the hell out of there. Maybe worship support, no. Heretics run away as well. Havoc set up, they will not suppress Terminators though. And this Blood Crusher just about gets away, and here's a great unclean one on the field. Super unit for Chaos, fights melee, hugely tough, but you do need to support it. And assault Terminators use their teleport and get a kill, but now they are stuck in base. Terminators cannot retreat, and now that teleport is on cooldown, might lose a model to the great unclean one here. So long walk back to safety. 160, 44, 2-1 for blue. Red's capping north though, thanks to Caeltos' Force Commander. Here comes that great unclean one. That's kind of getting shots off. So is the snipers. Actually a super heavy infantry unit. Behaves like a vehicle though, in though it can get snared by las cannons and such. And assault Terminators do not lose a model, down to 2278 hit points, and they do now finally lose a model. Chucked aside by the great unclean one, which breaks stuff. Another las cannon set up. Great unclean one doing alright though, still going after these assault Terminators who are now in melee with Chaos Space Marines who need to back off. Lightning Claw, Chaos Lord in there as well. Dark Riku now has Terminators of his own, and they are also assault Terminators in the south, clearing out Orks. Warboss all alone needs to run the hell away. He's staying in there with that spiky armor. All of this stuff is taking damage when it melees him. Hard boys, and gets away. Unbelievable. Battle wagon in there, down to about half hit points. Here's a knob squad for mr.Ricco. OHUEVATOR has lost quite a lot of stuff. 92, 39, a triple for red. Blue need to start capping stuff, which is easier said than done when you are facing two assault Terminator squads. Look at this though. Caeltos' assault terminator is just about to get away. Nob squad now capping mid. Here comes the Force Commander and assault terminators. Assault terminators with their hammers need to be very careful against a Nob squad with user choppers. These terminators are in big trouble. 48-39, and they teleport the hell out of there. Veil of Time also goes on them, thanks to the librarian. Where is he? He's there. And full retreat from Orks. Great Unclean One and Caeltos. Can they take out this Force Commander? They have taken the center, 26-39, and the Force Commander goes down, but the Sacred Standard buffing these units' damage even more now he's dead. And there's a big zap gun shot. Battle Wagon is still around, has done decently well, I think. And Assault Terminators capping mid, and there's Imperial Abyss. Gate of Infinity getting those Terminators out of there. Very quick thinking there from Riku. Excellently done. And center remains uncapped. Lots of red stuff here though. Maybe blue team should focus on the north and the south. Looks like a Chaos Predator's going north. Or not. 26-22, so close. This battle wagon's going to go down. What is it doing? Nobs in there, getting knocked down. There goes the battle wagon. Here's a Chaos Lord. Chaos Predator needs to get closer, but it's going to engage. Scouts run away. Where is the Great Unclean One? It's back at base. Really need it in the middle right now. 26-22 still. 1-to-1 cap Chaos Lord trying to cap mid with the Dark Halo. Can he finish the cap? Does. And there's a drop pod reinforcing all of this stuff. Excellent play by Riku. But blue have a 2-to-1. Red need to decap mid. Chaos Lord's going to go down to Assault Terminators. And those Assault Terminators are now capping. Here's the Chaos Predator. Doesn't have much that can damage it apart from the Terminators. And they decap and are now going after it. Didn't see a single Dreadnought then. Nob squad now have their hammers up against Tactical Marines who use They Shall Know No Fear, an ability given to them by their sergeant. Here comes the Great Unclean One, healed up, and these Deathwing Terminators are going down surely. Yes. Ouch, big loss. 2 commanders down in the middle. And there is the win for Red Team. Unbelievable. Terminators toughen out in the middle, and they had the south, and north was decapped. Crazy stuff. Very close. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.